Hello students, in the previous video we have discussed about the self-pollination and cross-pollination, and we have seen the adaptation for self-pollination. Now today we'll discuss with the adaptation in case of cross-pollination. So our today's topic is adaptation in cross-pollination. Okay, adaptation in case of cross-pollination. See, the first adaptation in case of cross-pollination is self-sterility. I can write it here. It is self-sterility. Okay. Now the meaning of self-sterility is incompatibility. Okay. Self-incompatibility. When either of the part of the flower it becomes incompatible for the process of fertilization, then that is called as the self-sterility. And in this case, mostly the pollen grains, they become incompatible for the process of fertilization. That is, when they grow in the anther, at that time only they do not mature. Or when they fall over the stigma, then they become helpless, or they become they do not mature. Clear? Then this is called as the incompatibility or self-sterility. Incompatibility. Clear? When the pollen becomes incompatible for the growth. Now, next condition is dichogamy. And the meaning of dichogamy is maturation of male and female part of the flower at different time. Okay, now very simple. If the flower, parts of the flower, they do not mature at the same time, then the fertilization and pollination will not occur. So, then they will favor the cross-pollination. This is the reason that dichogamy is one of the major important part of the cross-pollination. Important adaptation in case of cross-pollination. What we can write here? When both male and female matures at different time. Okay, then this is called as the dichogamy. Now see, what happens? Suppose if pollen grains develop first. Clear? If the pollen grains develop first, pre-germination of the pollen grains, then the condition is called as the protandry. Protandry. Pro means previous, andry means from the androecium. If the growth of androecium is before then that means before the growth of the gynoecium. Then the condition is called as the protandry. And if the stigma, that is, if the gynoecium develop before the anther, okay, then the condition is called as protogamy. Understood? So the two conditions are protandry and protogamy. And we have some example for the protandry and the protogamy. For this we have the example of salvia. Gossypium is also there. Clear? And here for this we have Mongolia. So these are the examples that shows the condition of the dichogamy. Now the third condition is hercogamy. Now see children, the meaning of hercogamy. Okay, listen carefully. This is the condition for the bisexual flower. Okay, now the meaning of bisexual flower is where the flower consists of both male and female part of the flower. Then that condition is called as the hercogamy. Now see what happens in some of the flower, like in the family of Caryophyllaceae, and the example is gloriosa. See what happens in that condition. The female part of the flower, that is gynoecium, it becomes very long and it remains away from the androecium, and this favors the cross pollination. Okay, now see what I mean to say. In case of hercogamy, suppose if this is the ovary, this is the style, this is the stigma, okay, and if this is the male part of the flower and the total flower, okay, now what happens, this becomes too long, that is style become too long, and because of that anther failed to drop pollen grains. Clear? Then this condition is called as the hercogamy. And the example I told you is from Caryophyllaceae. This example shows the condition of the hercogamy. Okay? Because this Caryophyllaceae is a bisexual flower. Understood? Now see what happens in the next condition. The next condition is heterostyle. See what happens in case of heterostyle. Children, heterostyle is same as the hercogamy. Hercogamy occurs in case of bisexual flower, but heterostyle occurs in the dimorphic flower. Now see the meaning of dimorphic. When one flower gives rise to the two different characters of the flower, then that is called as the dimorphic. That is, a flower occurs in two different forms. Okay, let me write. Flower occurs in two different forms. Clear? Then this is called as the heterostyle and dimorphism. Condition is dimorphism and the flower is called as the dimorphic flower. See what happens in case of dimorphic flower. We have two different types of flower. Okay, that is, suppose this is the stigma, style and ovary, and these are the anthers. This is one condition of the flower. Okay, what is the second condition? The stigma, the style and the ovary, and after that these are the stamens. Second condition of the flower. Now see children, what happened in this case? The stigma become very long. Oh, we can write down long style. Okay, and in this case the style become very short. So short style. Now see, both the flowers are same, but the same flower occurs in two different forms. In one form, that is in one type, the style will become very long, and in the other type, the style will become very short, but the flower is same. Clear? And the flower is, example is Primula vulgaris. Okay, we can say that Primula vulgaris can occur in two forms in nature. In one form, the style become very long, and in another form, the style become very short. And in both the conditions, it is not possible for the anther to shed the pollen grains over the stigma. And that's why they do not undergo for the self-pollination, and then they all will favor for the cross-pollination. Clear? This is called as the heterostyly, and that's why I told you that there is a very less or little difference between hercogamy and heterostyly. Hercogamy occurs in the bisexual flower, and generally it occurs only in the one condition, that is the style will become too long and the other parts will become very short, and the example is from the family of the Caryophyllaceae. Now, heterostyly occur in the dimorphic flowers, that is a type of flower which can occur in the two form. In one form it occurs like this, and in second form it occurs like this. Clear? The next condition, the fifth condition which favors the cross-pollination is unisexuality. Now see children, the meaning of unisexuality is clear. That is a flower which consists of either male part of the flower or female part of the flower. That is called as the unisexual, that it contains only one sex. Clear? Either male or female. For example, in case of castor, okay, and in case of maize, either we will see the male part of the flower or we see the female flower. They may be in the same plant or they may be in the in the different. Clear? Conditions. Either they may be in the same plant as in case of maize, or they may be in the different plant. See, suppose this is the plant. Clear? And here there is a flower, and which consists of only male part. Clear? And this is again a flower. And it consists of only female part. Now from the figure it is called as the male flower. Symbols better. Clear? It is the female flower. Now it is very clear that self-pollination is not possible in this case. But gytenogamy can be possible in this case. So in case of self-pollination, autogamy is not possible. Remember the type of self-pollination. Autogamy is not possible because it is a unisexual flower. But gytenogamy is possible in case of the flower which occur on the same plant. Clear? Now, there may be the plant. This is female plant. And this is the male. Okay? This is female. This is male. Now here 100% cross pollination will occur. 100%. Neither autogamy nor dichonogamy. Autogamy is not at all possible. Okay. But dichonogamy is also not possible, because the meaning of dichonogamy, within the same plant, if the two flowers are there and if the pollination occurs within the same plant, then that is called as the dichonogamy. Here dichonogamy is possible, and the example is castor as well as the maize, and the best example for this is papaya. Understood? So this shows the unisexuality. Now these condition favors the process of cross pollination. Clear? Now we will see the adaptation with respect to the agents. That is, if anemophily condition is there, then what type of conditions are required for the process of cross pollination. Okay.